Okay, so this Tai Chi wall pad is 2 meters high, 1 meters wide, and 0.6 meters deep. It's got a couple mats on the back of it, so it just lightly bounces onto the wall. And the advantage of having this for Tai Chi training is first safety. When you're bouncing your partner, you don't have to worry about them falling over. Next is you can just focus on tuning the energy, tuning the fascia, and focusing on this energetic bounce and activating the biotensecurity as a continuity. So there's a huge benefit in the work rate here. You can find your cardiovascular balance, your vital breathe, you just keep stretching, building the trampoline, and developing your fascia. This type of training for 12 months builds an incredibly powerful body where your whole body weight arrives through the stretch of a punch. So for MMA fighters, martial artists of various types, if you want to punch really, really hard and fast, this is an incredibly fast way to connect your mass. Because every one of these bounces, you're stretching from the ground and launching your partner. So what these guys are doing takes about 90 minutes to complete. They do 9 issues each, and 9 times 9. So you've each one of these rounds takes 7 minutes and a 3-minute break, and there's 9 sets. So after this 90-minute period, your biotensecurity is fully activated. Your vital breathing and radiation of life forces through the roof, and you get a huge increase in human growth hormone, testosterone, and a bunch of other chemicals that stimulate the body, because it's all stretching while vital breathing. And of course the cardio goes through the roof while you do this type of training. The pad itself is made out of the same material that punching bags are made out of. It's a ripstop canvas used for truck covers. Here in Thailand you can get this made for about $100. In the Western country, I'm guessing it would cost about $300 to get this made. In the back is heavy foam mattress and jigsaw matting. In the middle is a lighter mattress, and in the front are toppers. But what I suggest is 3 densities of foam, where the back foam is really heavy, the middle foam is medium, and the front foam is lighter. You can see that these mattress toppers have started settling down. So what we do is we just flip the thing upside down every day, and it fixes that problem. Now we put buckles on the back, so if you wanted to bungee cord it to the wall, that we could do that. But we found by just making a gap of a few jigsaw mats on the bottom, we don't have to do that. It just works fine the way it supports its own weight. When I've had these that have been only half a meter deep, they will tend to fall over. So that extra 10 centimeters in depth has allowed it to be freestanding and not fall forward. So that extra 10 centimeters made a big difference. So for those of you who are thinking of getting one of these made, you want to have eyelets through the whole back, so you can like open it like a book and put the mattresses in and lift the mattresses out. And those eyelets, you can tie it off with a rope. So this works out as an excellent training device. And for the cost, the value is really good. For strength training, when you're doing a handstand, you can just throw your legs up against it, do your handstand push-ups, and practice walking on your hands. You can punch it, you can kick it, you can do round kicks on it, you can do spinning back kicks on it. So it acts like a huge monstrous punching bag as well. So you get all these benefits. If you're going to be doing a lot of kicking and punching on this device, just pick a slightly thicker canvas than the thinner type, and ensure, like this one is not fully packed out on the front. So every time you punch it, you're going to stretch the canvas slightly because there's not enough density behind it. So what I suggest is that you pack it really well if you're going to use it for striking. So as you look at these different ways of designing this, I would suggest that if you're going to put 2 or 3 next to each other, that you leave at least a 1 to 2 foot gap between each one. And we have 2 of these, but if you were going to have it in a Tai Chi room with 6 or 8 of them in a row, give a half-meter gap between each one, so that when people fall back, if they throw their arms out, they're not going to hit the person next to them on the next pad. I would also make the foam inside one piece for each layer. So you'd have 3 layers, soft, 1 piece of foam on the front, medium in the middle, and hard foam on the back. And those 3 pieces, you could glue them together if you wanted, or just lock them in. You don't want any sagging or settling of that foam. If you're going to be doing a lot of striking, the front layer would be a little bit firmer than if you're going to be bouncing people on it. So this is a trade-off in the way you design your Tai Chi wall pad. You'll find that this, as an investment of a few $100s versus the return you get out of it for Tai Chi training, it's one of the best money I've ever spent for this type of training equipment, mainly because of safety and repetition. For these guys to get this many stretches and tuning of the fascia in without this there, it would take 4 times longer because of the amount of time between every issue. There's a huge value in this training pad. Color, well, that's just my favorite color, purple. But if you want to stimulate will, I would make it red. If you want to stimulate more relaxation, give it a blue. Because I teach a lot of hermetic work, purple is the Kabbalistic color of clairvoyance. And I quite like that color, so that's a color choice. On the back of this, I've put inside some jigsaw mats, and that's why the back of the pad is so firm, because there's several layers of jigsaw mats in there, and that stiffens up the back, and that allows it to be a few inches off the wall, and just some jigsaw matting on the bottom between the wall and the pad. It gives it that buffer. So it actually doesn't bang the wall, and if I had neighbours, they would barely hear it. And if you needed to remove that amount of bang that's happening there, just a little bit of roxol between the wall and that visible jigsaw mat there, and you could buffer that sound right off. But I do highly suggest this if you're serious about Tai Chi and you do a lot of Fajin work. 90 minutes of this type of training a day, your cardio goes through the roof, your biotensecurity goes through the roof, the vital force starts to radiate, your ability to do empty force increases. These gentlemen have been learning this particular technique for just a couple of days now. So they're working on their technique, but after 2 to 3 weeks, their technique will be refined, their grounding will be better, and they'll be issuing much more cleanly. And the vital energy awareness is, during this exercise, needs to be established. So you need about 100 hours of doing this to establish that vital feeling. So 3 months of this, and their mind will have settled into the feeling of life force, and the tuning into this feeling quality of the fascia and the life force and the partner and the space during the issuing process will be much deeper and much more profound. Okay, so I hope this gives you a good idea about how to make one of these. If you give me an email, I might be able to ask the fellow who drew it up, and he just has a very straightforward pencil drawing of the plans we gave to the canvasser. I might be able to, if I can find them, I'll be able to send them out to you if you want to do the same. But it's very straightforward. 1 meter by 2 meters by 0.6 of a meter, and a big flap on the back, some seatbelt material across the back with hooks if you want to strap it to a wall. It's made out of punching bag material, and if you want to strike it, use the thicker, heavier ripstop canvas, and if it's only for bouncing people, you can use the thinner one. Okay, thanks for your time, folks, and hope this video was beneficial. Okay, see you in the next video.